Boomer Ranger Ron. Alright, so we're in the Boomer Ranger Ron kitchen here with my buddy Jim. That's Pistol Jim Martinelli, aka the Sausage Man. Linda, you can shut that TV off if you want. Jim's in charge of grinding the pork today. We've cut up all the pork bellies over here, pork fat over there. He's using a Boston butt, right? Jim? Boston butt. And we have the matching Cabela's professional, exactly the same. We've got like the professional grinders, the DC Pro Series DC grinders. Yours truly will be doing the venison, and we have the venison all ready to be ground. So without further ado, I'm going to go grind. In the meantime, we got our fennel seed, which we've roasted to get some flavor to come out of it. And then we have parsley, paprika, black pepper, salt. And for those who like their sausage hot, we got some crushed red pepper. All right, back to the grind. So Jim is getting ready to cut this pork butt that we just bought at BJ's because we ran the math. And we had way too much venison. I'm going to go to the other side and show you guys how much venison we have. So we have like 3 to 5 pounds of venison in each of these bags, and we have like 5 pounds of venison. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to do a lot of slicing, a lot of carving, and I'll be back to you later. So we're done grinding. Let me move these casings out of the way because we don't need the casings yet. Boy, that was good. We just bumped into the whole tripod here. All right, so what Jim has right now in front of him is all the ground pork on the bottom. The ground pork on the bottom. And the venison. You see how bright red the venison is on top. He's adding some pork belly, which is the bacon part of the pig. It's about 100% fat right there. So he's made a little lasagna or a mountain. We're gonna need deeper trays probably, huh? Anyhow, he's gonna hand mix as best he can here. We may have to go into some deep bowls after you're done to get some better mixing, but he's mixing the venison, ground venison, with the ground pork butts and all the seasonings I just put on top. Then once we're done seasoning, we're gonna run the whole mixture back through the grinders twice.
Just one more time.
Double once, right? One more time?
Just one.
That's gonna give us some consistency. We're shooting for a 1-to-1 ratio, 100% pork and pork butt fat to 1 pound of venison, because venison is very lean. I think you saw how deep and clean and literally fat-free that the venison is. All right, now I'm going to go over there and add some more paprika and some more salt, and then we're going to regrind this mixture again. All right, so stay tuned. All right, so now we're moving to the next step of this process. And we've added some extra spices, some extra salt, some extra fennel powder, paprika, salt, and fennel powder. Actually, fennel and fennel powder both for some extra flavor. Jim's got a batch that he's going to run through the grinder a second time, and that's going to incorporate the spices a little bit better. I'm going to do the same thing on my grinder. I'm going to take a batch of meat, and then the one in the middle, this batch here, we're going to make that hot, and we'll put the crushed red pepper in there. But as I said before, the ingredients are simple: salt, paprika, a little redness, black pepper, parsley, fennel powder. That's it. All right, so let me head over here and let me just check the video footage. move this over, and the two of us will grind and blend. What this will do now is more consistently integrate all the way down to the bottom, right, Jim? All the way down to the bottom, beyond the stuffer. On stuff and
Oh, yeah.
grind.
We're not doing stuff, we're doing grind.
Now, because this is already ground once, you have to use the little stuffing tool. This is a real labor of love, right?
It is.
Let's amore when the moon hits your eye like a piece of pie. That's amore.
Are you recording this?
All right, Perry Como. Perry Como on nod. You might want more paprika for color. All of a sudden, we have all this pork fat. It doesn't look like venison anymore.
It'll be fine.
Well, the venison has no fat, so I'm eating sawdust. The second grinding using the same grinding tool, so we're not making it any finer. Look up for a minute. Jim is preparing some sausage. He's actually doing some stuffing. All right, Jim, show everybody what you're doing there. You're putting the natural
Casing.
hog casing on the stuffer, the stuffing machine.
Stuffing machine.
Yeah,
There it is, the end. This one must be 40 feet.
that's good. That was the entire intestine of one pig.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That looks relatively disgusting.
And Jim, when you're done tying that knot, just take the casings off of that tray and just tilt the tray up a little bit for my fans to see what we've done.
So nice
No,
and healthy.
put the tray down and tilt up the tray. The tray of sausage.
I've actually been nibbling on them and I don't want to. I'm actually
Okay.
trying to fix my
See, that's the first batch we made.
My microbiome got completely
Good.
thrown off.
Thanks, Jim.
I just
Hey Boomers, welcome back to the sausage making factory here. Boomer Ranger Ron, still making sausage 4 hours later. Pistol Jim Martinelli, aka the Sausage Man, he's stuffing sausages. We have sausage everywhere. Here's some hot, here's some sweet, here's some mixed, here's some yet to be stuffed to the force meat. And this is how we run, this is how we clean and rinse out. You clean and rinse out the casings to get all the salt out of the inside of the intestines for your casings. Otherwise, it'll be very salty. Now, if we undersalt it, I guess we'd have a little bit more salt, right? All right, so watch what I'm doing here if I can. If I can just show you. Fill it up with water. You fill it up with water, and you run the water through the intestines until you get to the very end. Once you get to the very end, you pick everything up and you empty it and you let all the water go through, right? Once that's done, you place the casings on the machine, force some more meat through, and you finish processing, all right? So Jim's doing the stuffing now, and I'll zoom in a little bit
You're on the
just so
easy
you can
part.
see
The
how
hard
the
part's
machine
done.
works.
It's
There's a
easy.
gentle little process here. You want to try to control with your left hand.
Oh.
Control how much,
I
how
know.
much
Here it is.
is, you know.
On one
These
foot.
things together.
Jim has a manual version. It's not a foot control. He's cranking it with his right hand. He's cranking it with his left hand. He's squeezing and controlling the flow. It's not a perfect science, folks, but it is working fabulously. Welcome back to sausage night.
No electricity needed.
No electricity needed. A manual
This is a
operation.
very green process.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful work of art.
You know, stores it. Well, she got the jacket.
So I'm gonna move over to my station and show you what I'm doing here.
The jacket's on sale.
Oh, you got it up there?
I'm actually finishing the last batch of hot sausage. We made one small batch of hot
Oh,
sausage.
yes, there we go.
Everything else is sweet.
Oh, shit.
And I'm using the grinder to do the stuffing. Jim's using a stuffing machine, a separate unit. Yeah, so far everything's going pretty smoothly. We still have a ton more here, and 2 more buckets to stuff. We could use a bigger, stronger stuffing machine here.
Well, sir, I feel better, but I don't have my energy.
So you apply a little bit of pressure to the casings, and then keep pushing. What are they? I don't think it's called smear, but it's called something. I'm pretty sure that's it. There's not too much force. It's called force meat. What we're pushing force meat through, right?
I didn't know.
Yeah, we're forcing it through, right? So the other word for this is force meat. Now we know, right?
I knew that would blow your mind.
Inquiring minds want to know too.
That's
So,
not that far.
all right. So
Not that far out of you.
Yeah, yeah.
look,
Is that for us?
Yeah, so thanks for the car.
tastes great.
Thank you.